do 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 when do 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 when do 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 when oh do 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 when will Morecambe score a goal? Now for the ones like Sam SHD, you won't get the intro, it's your waddy, okay, but the majority will. I know you probably loved it. We all love a bit of shwaddy when the time's right. But Morecambe, when will they score a goal? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you're a Morecambe fan, it's all the more relevant for you. But I think I can make it very much relevant to my Bradford City audience. We all know it'll be the 1st of October. They haven't scored yet in 5 league games. They beat Wigan 2-1 in the cup, but it's on the screen now, the last time that Morecambe scored a league goal. How long can that go on for? And like I said, Bradford City's coming up. You know they're not going to score until then, and then they'll go and beat us 3-0. It's a Derek Adams thing. It's going to happen, but hopefully it doesn't. And but because hopefully it doesn't last for them, because it's not nice of a football club, is it? But it does make for a good intro like this. But yep, Crew, another win for them. Back-to-back wins now after a poor start to a season. They're picking up, but Morecambe, they're hopeless in front of a goal. No shots on target in the game. And as a Bradford City fan, we all know what Adams' ball's like, and it's not enjoyable. Let's head over to Barrow next, where they had a 1-1 draw with Swindon. It's player cards, right? Now, the referee sent 2 players off in this game. Now, I've seen other games as well this week, and other games could have been player cards, right, with sending offs and penalties, and there's been a load of contentious ones. But these two, I like to try and have a category for everyone, and this one were an easy one just to have as that, because apart from the sending off and an outfielder going in goal for Barrow, Swindon had a load of a ball and didn't do a lot with it until the 98th minute when they decided to test the outfield goalkeeper. I think is it Robbie Feely, is it, who went in goal? I'm not too sure. They tested him, they shot from range, and it flew into a back of net. Surprise, surprise, Even Cilla Black wouldn't have been surprised seeing that one fly into a back of net. I mean, she's dead now, but rest in peace, Cilla. But she wouldn't have been surprised if she was here right now. I won't be surprised about that at all, because you've got to test a goalkeeper who isn't a bloody goalkeeper. I think everyone would agree with that, and Swindon didn't do it enough. I think they only had 4 shots on target since he went in goal. But you've got to credit Barrow's resilience with that as well for holding on, and they're going to be a real tough nut to crack this season, as they've proven so far in the league. The red cards, obviously, Paul Farman got sent off. It was going into a back of net if he didn't get that touch way out of his goal line. So, you can't exactly criticise him for that, but good refereeing for spotting it. And then Harry Smith, it's petulant, it's silly, and it's a really good call from the referee to see that. So, praising player cards, right, because it's not normally a praising session, but 2 good spots from the referee, 2 Stonewall red cards, and especially for Harry Smith, if you're Swindon, you are absolutely seething that your striker's done such a thing when the opposition are down to 10 men. So, yeah, I'd be furious with him if I was a Swindon fan, or even the manager. I mean, that's not even God thinking about. Performance of the week then goes to Port Vale with their 4-1 win against Newport. A brilliant performance that needed a bounce back after Barrow. They didn't get one, then lost to Doncaster. They needed a bounce back after Doncaster, and they've got one finally with a 4-1 thumping against Newport. There's concerns, I think, in that Newport performance. 1 goal caught playing out from the back. I think it was Sanka, the young centre-back. He was caught playing out. Correct me if I'm wrong if you want him. 2 red cards as well, terrible red cards to give away. One, that I can't see what happened because it was too far away, but it looked absolutely moronic from the Newport player. It looked like he had hands on his throat, and he played himself into a red card there. It clearly looked, and then another one. I think it was a bit soft, but at the same time, it's stupidity at the highest level for a Newport player. That Port Vale fan throws the ball in the pitch and then he boots it back into the crowd towards him. I think that's only saying one thing there, and maybe he shouldn't have got a red, because I don't think it's in the rule book for kicking the ball at a fan, whether it's intentional or not. I don't think you can even know if it were intentional, but there were probably something towards that, and the referee gave it as a red, and it was avoidable. And the performance from Newport, not tracking runners, but you've got to give the praise to Port Vale, like I say, because of the poor couple of games that they've had. Defensively, there's still question marks with the goal they conceded, but in terms of going forward, getting on the ball, creating chances, I think they had way over 20 shots. Having Stockland, massive aerial presence, made a huge difference, because they can go longer and they can play off him and they can get more crosses into a box. And having what's his name now, Benicio, is it? brilliant winger, really direct, pacey, tricky, wants to take players on, and he's crossed for Stockley as well. For the first goal, it's an absolute peach, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of him this season because he looks like a really entertaining player. So yeah, a really good convincing win from Port Vale. Game of the week I suppose goes to Chesterfield against Grimsby, a 2-1 win for Chesterfield. Now I got this right, actually I don't even know how many I got right. I'll talk about it at the end of the video, and I'll talk about other people's, because there was a couple of other people predicting as well, which is all good to see. So let me know your thoughts as well, somewhere on your team, or just your thoughts in general from the weekend's action in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, and subscribe if you're new on the road to 700 subscribers. Now that's out the way. Charles Burnham, this could have easily been goal of the week, but it's a peach of a goal again. You know, there's been some good goals this weekend again, like there were last weekend, and the same person's won it, so no guesses for who's got the goal of the week. But Burnham, it's on his left peg, it's his weaker foot, and the technique on it to whip it into a top left corner almost. It's a fantastic strike, and Grimsby probably unlucky, but I say game of the week because it went to end. Both teams had great chances. Chesterfield, I'm sure they hit the bar 3 times last weekend. They hit the bar again this weekend. Notts County 2, Accrington 0. Goldie goals. He loves a bloody lovely finish, doesn't he? The second one's a lovely sort of passed it into bottom corner, Jimmy Greaves-esque from, seeing his goal archives. It was S to that, but a bit of a deflection helped on his way, but great technique to guide it in. First time as well. And then the first goal, that's goal of the week. It's an unbelievable finish again from David McGoldrick, and he's 4-2, worldies after worldie, and he's really firing in the goals this season. But the impressive thing with Notts County today, no Jatta, Saturday, no Jatta, no Crowley, and no Jody Jones, and they still managed to win comfortably. Professional performance all the way out. Now, there's been a few blunders this week, but it has to go in the Bradford City game against Carlisle, where 2-1 win for Bradford City. Andy Cook getting 2 goals against his former club, albeit at academy level. His 75th goal for Bradford City. We know all about that. His first goal, caught playing out with Carlisle. John Mellish nicked off the ball by Jamie Walker, an unbelievable press, and to feed it to Andy Cook for the first goal. The second goal, it's Andy Cook-esque at the back post, a lovely cross from Tariq Wright. Carlisle had good chances though throughout the game. Charlie Wright missed a couple of really good chances at either end, and both teams should have had a penalty as well. Byrne for Bradford City, the centre-back, and bowled it in the penalty area. The referee didn't see that one. That should have been a penalty. It was clear and obvious as well. And Andy Cook got pulled back as well. I keep saying as well. He got pulled back in the penalty box, was aiming to get his hat-trick, and he just got pulled back from behind, and that should have been a penalty as well. But yeah, a good win for Bradford City. Moving on up in the table, but blunder goes to Sam Walker, because Carlisle's goal came from a corner. Cheltenham ended up in Sam Walker's hands, but it was completely in his hands, and it slipped out and into a back of the net, and you don't get many better blunders than that, unfortunately, for Sam and Bradford City. But got the 3 points, and Carlisle back to the drawing board for them. Statement win, it goes to Doncaster with their 1-0 win over Gillingham. I think it's just a professional performance against a team who's had a great start to a season, but you'd sort of expect it when you look at the Gillingham back line, and that's where I give praise to Gillingham for staying in the game as long as they did, having a few chances throughout, and being defensively quite stable against a brilliant Doncaster attack. They had Ollie Hawkins reeling back the years when he was centre-back for Mansfield, starting back there, and I think they had 2 full-backs either side of him as well, and they still managed to keep staying in the game. But Doncaster, Billy Sharp with a difference, a goal from a striker who's played at the highest level, and that was the difference on the day, and that's what got Doncaster over the line. And they're the type of games that they have to win if they want to end up in those top 3 regions, and that's what they did, and they're looking better and better each week. 1-1 draw then with Colchester and Bromley. Colchester got caught playing out from the back a few times. It led to the penalty that Michael Cheek took away. I don't think it was a penalty though. I thought it was very harsh on Orlando. And then before then, it would come in because the caught playing out again, except Michael Cheek hit the post in a 1v1 situation. Colchester, they're up there with the possession stats. Not something I'd expect from a Danny Cowley side, but clearly isn't working out so far this season for them playing out from the back, because they can't get the wins, and that's what they need to get, those wins on the board. They're drawing too many games, and they're not winning enough either. And but they did have the chances, Colchester, but for me, they just didn't quite do enough to get over the line, and Bromley were fighting for the point. They had a red card as well. Bromley never was, in my opinion. It related towards the end of the game, but he literally touched his back and the referee sent him off. I think it might have been a second yellow, but for me, I thought that was a poor decision from the referee. 2 red cards already for Bromley, but a good point for them. Colchester, they need to find a way to be winning those sort of games though. Now, cause for concern comes from the Cheltenham game where they beat Harrogate 1-0. But it's Harrogate I'm concerned for, of course, with that defeat. They look, they're not sharp in front of goal. They look toothless in front of goal. They had a few good chances throughout the game and they couldn't bury any of them. But I give credit for Cheltenham for defending well in those situations. You could clearly see Cheltenham missed Luke Young as well. He ran the midfield and a fantastic assist for the winner in the last minute from the free kick. It's a delicious ball in and waiting to get attacked, and it did. But like I say, Harrogate, I'm concerned from the start of the season they've only had 1 win from 5, and all the 5 games, with no disrespect to the team they're playing against, and it's very hard to judge where teams are, but from my predictions and where I thought teams would be around this season, they're all teams who will be in and around where Harrogate would also be expected to finish. And to only pick up 1 win, that's concerning. MK Dons have been criticised for woke football by Roy Keane in the week. He saw Salford play them and they were woeful in that game. I watched it live on Sky like many others, and it was a terrible game of football from both sides, but MK Dons passing out from the back till 90 minutes. It wasn't an enjoyable watch. They were making mistakes on the ball and they didn't look like the MK Dons team we'd expect to see this season. With no plan B, it didn't make for good watching, and I fully agreed with what Roy Keane said. But in this game, now I wasn't prepared to go well in on this game, but mainly MK Dons, even though they won, because my phone lied to me and it said there were only 1 shot in the whole game and it was a goal. And then I double checked it, refreshed, and I had a look on another site, and then it was clearly lying because they had 10 shots and Walsall had about 5. But Walsall, I have to give credit for, they have been one of the best defences in the EFL this season, and they continued that with restricting MK Dons to 1 goal and only a few shots on that as well, as I'd expect. So a good defensive performance, although they didn't quite have enough substance to go forward and create much at the other end, and obviously they let the goal in through Hendry. But a good win for MK Dons, and they needed that to try and ease the pressure, because if they didn't get a win in this game, that pressure would have been firmly on for the title favourites. Like I said last week, let me know your predictions on the preview show, which will be Wednesday, all being well again. But Neil and One Dark Rose 3 left their predictions as well. One Dark Rose 3 got 1 correct score, which was Colchester v Bromley. Neil got 3 correct scores, which was Chesterfield, Grimsby, Bradford City v Carlisle and Crewe v Morecambe. I only got the 1 as well, unfortunately, and that was Chesterfield v Grimsby. So Neil wins with the trio of us 3 this week again. I think he beat me last week, so well done, Neil. Let me know your predictions on the preview show on Wednesday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this weekend's results, bit of summary on your team, or just any thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 700 subscribers. All support is massively appreciated. Have a good one.